I just love a good quest.
We love a good quest. So ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode with ManaMan. Today, we've got a juicer for you. We've got Alchemy Adventure. And yes, Alchemy brought a lot of big buffs to the Venture cards, and I never in a million years would have thought I would be playing a deck like this, but here we are. We got A-Ellywick Tumblestrum. And +1 venture into the dungeon, or you can use the -2 to look at the top 6 cards of your library and get a legendary creature, gain 3 life. And then the -6 is pretty awesome. Doesn't come up a whole lot, but you get an emblem. Creatures you control gain trample and haste and get 2/2 for each differentially named dungeon you've completed. Pretty awesome. So this is our dungeon queen. We are going to be building around her. What can we do? We're pretty much just doing a bunch of, I guess, a lot of legendary stuff, and then also a lot of, you've guessed it, adventure stuff. A lot of the stuff got buffed, but before we get into the little bit of a buff cards, we'll go into the Kaya the Inexorable. Obviously, we know what this is. I'm not going to go over it. We've seen this a million times before, but if you can get into that -7, which is pretty obtainable, you can get a legendary spell from every single turn at the beginning of your upkeep, which obviously is amazing. And then you can also, it also acts as removal with the -3, so we need a little bit of removal here. But let's go straight into the buffs now. We get the Precipitous Drop. Enchanted creature is going to, whenever it enters the battlefield, you get to venture into the dungeon, and then an enchanted creature is going to get -2, and then it gets -5 instead, as long as you've completed a dungeon. So this is awesome. It lets you ramp up into your dungeon steps and gets rid of a creature. Obviously, we're running Infernal Grasp in case it's a little bit too slow, so Infernal Grasp was also there too. But Triumphant Adventurer, this card is awesome. We've all seen this card before, but now it is a 2/1 instead of a 1/1, and as long as it's your turn, it has first strike. So anything with death touch and first strike is pretty awesome, because as soon as you attack, they know that like it's game over. Like they're gonna have to either chump block with it or just take the L. So we got Fate's Reversal as well. Return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard, and then you're gonna venture into a dungeon. Only running 2 because this gets a little bit cloggy, but really awesome here. I think this card costed 2 before, but now it costs 1, so now you can run it a little bit better here. We've got the A-Cloister Gargoyle. Now I think this card costs 3, but now it costs 2 with the recent buff, so it makes it a lot more playable. Whenever it comes into the battlefield, you're just going to venture into a dungeon, and then as long as you completed a dungeon, it's going to get +3/0 and have flying, so it'll be a 3/3 flyer, and you get another dungeon drop. So it's pretty awesome here. Obviously Vanishing Verse, because you can never have too much removal. Nadaar was good before the buff. This was like the only card that was actually good before getting buffed, like the only adventure card that I think was like kind of relevant. So Nadaar, hello, welcome back. This is awesome. We got the I can never say this, but A-Acererak the Archlich, and really awesome here, because I'm only running 2 because it's kind of situational. If you have to go through the Tomb of Annihilation specifically, because whenever it enters the battlefield, if you haven't completed Tomb of Annihilation, it just returns back to your hand, and then it's not a good mana efficient, because you're casting 3 to advance into something, so into the dungeon, so it's not very good. But if you can get into the Tomb of Annihilation last step and get the Cradle of the Death God, it absolutely becomes an absolute powerhouse. Whenever it attacks, create a number of 2/2 black zombie creature tokens equal to the number of opponents you have, which is cool, but it's still a 5/5, and you get to venture with it. So as long as you can get into the Tomb of Annihilation, this card is an absolute beast. I want to take a special time to talk about Varis, the Silverymoon Ranger. This card does not look that sexy. I promise you it is. It's got reach, which is nice. It has ward, which is nice. Again, it's just a bunch of little things that just add up, and this is an absolute value powerhouse. Whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker, you're just going to venture into the dungeon. Yeah, you only get it 1 turn, but I promise you, this card will pay off in droves. You want to get this onto the battlefield as soon as you can. Whenever you complete a dungeon, you also get a 2/2 wolf creature token body. This card is, I would say, probably realistically the MVP of this deck. I'm pretty close to calling it. It does so much work, and if it wasn't a legendary, I would be running 4 of them. But this deck is really interesting here because obviously you see it is very important to get into your green sources. We don't have any green pathways. I don't really talk about lands a whole lot, but we are running only 2 green pathways because the pathways aren't as important, because if you see, these come in tapped unless you have 2 or more other lands, and all of our green cards are 3 or more. So the Ellywick needs 2 green, and this needs 2 green, but we're not running any early greens, so the Deathcap Glade and the Overgrown Farmland are a lot more important than the pathway. Last but not least, we got Barrowin of Clan Undurr. Whenever it enters the battlefield, the adventure, awesome. It's a 3/3, so kind of not that great for a 4, but the key thing here is whenever it attacks, you return one creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield if you've completed a dungeon. And 9 out of 10 times, you will have completed a dungeon by the time this bad boy comes out. So this is going to absolutely just give you so much. Again, the Varis, and Barrowin can give you so much just efficiency, so much value for what they do. So I'm gonna stop rambling here. This is adventure. I'm ready to go on an adventure. I hope ELLYWICK is. Let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Adventure time. I cannot wait to get this underway. Let's do it. Let's get it going. So Shattered Sanctum, not sure what we're playing. We're probably playing another adventure deck. I have a feeling adventures are going to be extraordinarily popular. So let's just go and shut this down for white. Pass turn. Be really interesting to see how much of a stranglehold it's actually going to have on Alchemy. So Cleric of Life, so no, we're just going straight against the Clerics. So no big deal. No big deal. The Adventure Time has enough to deal with this. Let's go for black, I suppose. Black is fine. We'll go for the drop. Oh yes, we don't want this Cleric to get any bigger. So let's do the drop, and let's venture into the dungeon. Here we go. What dungeon do we want to get into? Let's just go for the Fan Delver. I think that's the best one generally. We go for Vanishing Verse. We'll keep the Vanishing Verse. I think that's pretty good. That gets rid of Righteous Valkyrie and a lot of things, so we'll keep that. Lunarch Veteran. Okie dokie. If they drop, oh, so Angel of Unity. It's not the end of the world. Will they go up to 21? That's not that big of a deal, honestly. Not that big a deal. Do we want to go for the Triumphant Adventurer? First Strike Death Touch 2/1 is pretty gosh darn good, but I have to attack with it, right? Yeah. So I think we're going to go for green here to kind of balance out this mana source here so that we can get into ELLYWICK. And if we just do this thing just goes back to our hand. So I'm only running 2 of the Archlich, so I guess we'll just go for the Gargoyle. That'll at least give us blockers. And we'll get to do a dungeon action here. So we'll go for Treasure Token. And I know this kind of sucks because I really should have been on top of that. So if we use up the green for the colorless mana, we'd be able to use a Vanishing Verse here. But I don't know, it might work out because I might want to play Ellystrum with the Treasure Token. I don't know. As soon as I played it, I went, oh gosh dang it. The green was the auto untapped version, so that's not good. Fortunately, we do have a Vanishing Verse to take care of this Voice of the Blessed, so I'm not too worried about that. So, 7/7. Okie dokie. I'm just going to drop this right away. We're definitely going to need this Vanishing Verse on the Voice of the Blessed. No doubt about that. So we're a little bit low on everything else, unfortunately. This is kind of the downside of running all 3 colors. So we could do this, but we just need to get rid of this Voice of the Blessed. So I think that's really the only thing we can do. This isn't a legendary, so we can't do anything there. We go for this, and then the Vanishing Verse. I think that's our only play. So we're just going to drop the Archlich. Yep, it's just going to go right back to our hand, which is unfortunate, but we will be able to do some cool stuff. I guess we'll just do this, pop him for 1 life, and then we'll be able to use the Vanishing Verse. So, alrighty, we'll go ahead and pass turn. I'm still getting used to all the adventure stuff. Like, I'm not used to playing adventures outside of Boros Dragons, so they do take a shock here. Angel of Unity, that's no big deal. Okie dokie. So they're going to do the thing where they gain a bazillion life, and as long as they don't have a Righteous Valkyrie, I really don't care. So another Voice of the Blessed. I guess it's better now than never. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Let's go ahead and get rid of this Voice of the Blessed. We at least exile one of them, but this is going to come out and be, what, a 5/5. It's going to turn into a 7/7. So we need another way to get rid of this gosh darn Voice of the Blessed. 8/8. Excuse me. 8/8. Okie dokie. Oof. So we will be able to complete a dungeon here. Pretty cool, but it's probably not going to be good enough. We drop Nadaar. We can at least draw a card. But if we drop the Triumphant Adventurer, problem is I want to burn this green. So this can stay on the battlefield, right? Because we'll have completed a dungeon. Oh, we actually have to complete Tomb of Annihilation, actually. That's actually kind of funny. I didn't even realize that. So we'll do this, and white you. Go for Nadaar here. We have to draw a card. It's at least something. It's at least something. We'll be able to at least fly with a 4/4. It's not going to be good enough, honestly, but we'll drop this, and we'll get the Triumphant Adventurer. I guess that's the only thing we can really manage. This thing is going to kill us. We just got to get rid of the Voice of the Blessed. If we can find another Vanishing Verse for this Voice of the Blessed, we might be okay. Forsaken Crossroads gives us a turn of a breather here. So, as long as they don't... Wait, why did they attack here? They just really want to give this... Okay. So they really want to just give this thing flying, which is fine. I understand. So, this thing is going to go up to, what, a 9/9 with flying. Okay. So now we got A-Ellywick Tumblestrum. This becomes hard because this... Man, we got to find a way to get rid of this. If we can just get rid of the Voice of the Blessed, we will be okay. Can venture to another dungeon. Oof. I think I'm gonna place down Ellywick here. Hello, Ellywick. Oh, no cool speech or anything. I guess they didn't give her anything. So look at the top 6 cards of your library. Move a creature card from among them onto your hand. If it's legendary, gain 3 life. Put the rest in the bottom in any order. Or we can just straight up venture into the dungeon. I guess we'll just venture into the dungeon.
I just love a good quest.
I love a good quest. There's the speech and the animations from Ellywick. So I guess what? Maybe gain 1 life for Scry. I guess we could take the Scry. We're really trying to get into some sort of removal here. And Kaya, there you are. Mwah, just in time. Just in time. We'll take you. And I'm gonna use Triumphant Adventurer, First Strike, and Death Touch. Pretty good. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Let's do that. Create a treasure token, or do we want to go with the 1/1? We'll just create a treasure token, screw it. First Strike and Death Touch, so I don't think they want any of this. We at least kill a Lunarch Veteran, that gets rid of one of their triggers here, so that's actually pretty cool. And then we've got a Dungeon Descent that we can use on our Nadaar or something. That's pretty good. We can actually take out the Voice of the Blessed here. At least for 4 power. So, yeah, it's going to go up to a 10/10. Oh, and a Righteous Valkyrie. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. I mean, sometimes when you just top deck something like that, there's not much you can do. Righteous Valkyrie is absolutely awful. I'm so glad they go into the Ellywick. I could not be more happy, because I would much rather the Ellywick die. So, this gives us a lot of breathing room. What I want to do is block this, because that'll just bounce. And then we can drop that. And then we can go for... Oh, my goodness. Well, we can only activate Dungeon Descent as a sorcery, so I goofed up bad. I was going to tap the Dungeon Descent on our Nadaar, but I can't do that. So you live and you learn. Oh, my goodness. How cringy is that? Either way...
Death is inevitable.
Death is inevitable. Obviously, we're going to take away this thing, so that's a 15/15.
Go, you go.
Alright, we're going. We are going. We're going to venture into the dungeon, and we want to pop this thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and pop this. We're just managing all we can. Go down to 32. That Righteous Valkyrie, I mean, there's just nothing you can do about that. That's just kind of bad luck. We obviously misplayed the Dungeon Descent there, which is, just very cringy. So Kaya's going to go bye-bye.
Well, this wasn't what I signed up for.
No, heck no. I didn't sign up for this either, Kaya. We're misplaying. We're doing some bad stuff here. So up to 35. This becomes just a race to get rid of this Righteous Valkyrie. You can gain all the life in the world. All it's going to really come down to is, can we get rid of the Righteous Valkyrie? So we can draw a card after swinging here. Okay. That's priority numero uno. Let's go ahead and swing in here. Draw a card. We get another Dungeon Descent, which is not good, but we at least kill this thing, I guess. Gain another life. Very obnoxious. What can we even do at this point? We can't complete the Tomb of Annihilation, obviously. I think we're just going to have to drop this. It is a legendary, so we can use Dungeon Descent. Oh my goodness. Oh my good golly god. Let's go ahead. I think we just need to scry. We need to find some more removal. That's not removal. And let's just drop this. It'll just go straight back to our hand. It's the same difference as... Let's at least do this. Okay. Okay, we're at least trying. We're trying to hang in here. I think we can survive 1 onslaught here. Definitely we are going to chump block that. That's the reason I went over that. Let's see. Oh my god. We need to get rid of the Righteous Valkyrie, and then we might have a shot, but looking kind of bleak here. We get a Plains. That is terrible. That is terrible. Let's just drop another Dungeon Descent, I guess. This is no good. We're gonna swing in here, take another adventure. At least pop them. We'll get a little bit of life here. We'll go for A-Cloister Gargoyle. Yeah, that'll be 3/3. It has flying. I think the flying here is gonna win out. So we do get the venture again. Draw another card, and we get another Kaya. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I think we should go in. Well, I don't know why it's not asking us to do the Dungeon Descents, so I'm going to tap these for the colorless for our Kaya, because we don't have any legendaries. So, let's go ahead and get rid of this icky Righteous Valkyrie.
Nice break from Ravnica.
Woo! So that is a load off the old mine. Let's go for I can never say this, A-Acererak. So it'll go back to our hand, but that's okay. That's okay. I think what I want to do now is just gain life. Our life total is in peril here, so I think we've maybe survived the onslaught. They're going to swing in and try and target our Kaya, so what I want to do is maybe just kill the Angel of Unity. Sure. Sure, the Kaya is dead anyway, but it's already done its job. Thank you, Kaya. So,
I gotta vet these jobs better.
44 life. They've got nothing going on right now. This is pretty cool. This is pretty gosh darn cool, if I do say so myself. So I'm gonna leave this up I'm gonna leave the A-Cloister Gargoyle up. We'll swing in with these two. We'll go the Venture 2 more times. I know that I really want to get into the A-Acererak or whatever. I can never say it, but you know, hey, what is what it is. Create a treasure token. Target creature can't attack. Let's do that. Let's do that. You can't attack now, I guess. Can always what? Venture into the dungeon. Why can't I use this? Tap an untapped legendary creature you control. Your go. We're going pretty fast. We're going pretty fast here. So we are in combat, so that's why. I guess they're getting a little bit salty. Your go. Come on now. I am not even close to roping you. So we can activate this. Let's go ahead and scry 2. Let's just have a little bit of fun. Screw the land. We don't need the land. Let's go for this. I just want to make sure we have got enough for the Vanishing Verse. It'll go back into our hand. That's fine. We're just having fun. Exile the top 2 cards. Create 2 skeleton creature tokens. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We can just play it again. Let's just play it again. Let's just scry 3. We're gonna at this point, at this rate, we're gonna be able to just do all of the dungeons. So how great is that? And yeah, end turn. So even if they do have something cool, we can just use Vanishing Verse on it. And oh, they go with Ora. That's actually really annoying. That's actually pretty annoying because it's not monocolored, so we can't do anything. I'm actually gonna keep this Vanishing Verse. Kaya, hello. We got a little overzealous there. I didn't want to tap the Dungeon Descents, and they know. Get out of here. Good game. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more Magic deck videos every single day. Moonface Ultra. How we doing here? This is actually a pretty decent hand. It's I would say decent. Don't get crazy. It's just decent. So we'll drop this for the white source. Yeah, can't play anything turn 1 anyway. But fortunately, we're set up pretty nicely with the Ellywick here. So Clever Luminancer's gonna come out. Okie dokie. We're gonna drop this for a big old black source. Yeah, let's do that. Get the Triumphant Adventurer out. This deck is like, it's kind of cool. It is 3 colors, which does hinder you a little bit, but as long as you get the Overgrown Farmlands and the Cascades. Ooh, Fading Hope. Okay, so they're just gonna go straight for a face here. This deck, all of the cards above 3 all use double green, which is kind of weird. It does play out a little bit awkwardly, but you know, it's not the end of the world. We drop this. Do we want to go for the Adventurer or do we want to go for the Archlich? This will come back into our hand anyway, so I think we just want to get this down on the battlefield. Feels slow and grody, but I guess we have no choice here. And what are we gonna do? We're gonna go for Strict Proctor. Entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability to counter unless we pay 2. Okay. Okay. So... Okay, well, we're gonna obviously attack. First things first, I want to attack. So let's attack and do a little bit of venturing, and... I guess we'll scry here. Let's go ahead and just scry. We'll get another Ellywick. I do not want another Ellywick. I think it seems very unnecessary. Take him down to 18. Drop this. And go for ELLYWICK. I think that's okay. I mean, I know they can bump up themselves. Okay, we're going for ELLYWICK. This is kind of scary because I know they can just probably kill us, but we're going to try anyway.
Ah, I just love a good quest.
We love a good quest. So I'm going to drop this. It's close. I'm going to drop the 1/1 Goblin to at least block the Luminancer in case they want to go crazy and, you know, pump up the Luminancer. We at least have a chump blocker for it. So they would have to get what? 3 instant sorceries, I guess. So Storm Chaser Drake. Okay. Homestead Courage, that is going to increase this to 3. This is going to let them draw a card. So this is just very, very fast tempo. Okay. And the Homestead Courage, that's okay. It doesn't have Trample, so as long as they don't have Trample, that's okay. Our ELLYWICK will survive. I will survive! I will survive! Go ahead and block that up. We're at a healthy 4, no big deal. We'll at least survive 1 more turn. So that's pretty cool. And now this becomes, what do we want to do? Do we? Okay, we've already committed to this dungeon. Oof, this is kind of close. I think we need a little bit more black sources here. I'm going to go ahead and play this for black. We could also go for Dungeon Descent, but we're not ready for that, I don't believe. I think the ELLYWICK is going to be kind of on borrowed time here, so we're going to use the -2, and we're going to get the Silvery Ranger. This is really good, in my opinion. We'll drop this.
I love making new friends.
I love making new friends. If you notice, this is a very obscure reference, but ELLYWICK'S voice on here sounds like Kira from Jak and Daxter. I know it's kind of crazy, kind of wild, but that's exactly what I get out of it. So we're going to put a 1/1 counter on the thing with Reach. So the Moon... The Silverymoon Ranger, we'll go ahead and do that. And this has got First Strike and Death Touch, so we might as well get the most out of it. Draw a card. I think we're cooking. I think we're cooking pretty good here. And because we complete a dungeon, we get a 2/2 wolf creature. Pretty awesome. But going back to ELLYWICK'S voice, it sounds just like Kira from Jak and Daxter. I don't know if you've ever played it. I did actually play it over this summer, a little bit. Just for the nostalgic purposes, and that is exactly what I get out of it. And it's kind of funny because I think ELLYWICK is kind of like an elf, maybe. So the lore is kind of there, it kind of fits here. So I found that pretty funny. So they're just buffing up their board like there's absolutely no tomorrow. So Show of Confidence. We can always block something in the air too, as long as it's I'm just gonna let this all resolve. I'm not even gonna, yeah, okay. So bottom line is they've got an 8/7 and 11/12. Not too worried about this because we can just kill this with the Death Touch, so I don't care about that. I'm actually probably just going to take this. We've got some life to spare. So it is what it is. Not great. We can always Vanishing Verse. This is going to get a little bit sticky here. We can go with Vanishing Verse, but I'm a little bit nervous that this 8/7. So, man, what do we want to do? Let's go ahead and just use the Vanishing Verse on the Storm Chaser Drake. If they want to give it hexproof, okay, they don't. I know that there's that card. It's a 1-drop that gives everything hexproof. I was a little bit nervous about that. Turns out that we are safe. I'm going to at least swing with the Triumphant Adventurers here. And I think I kind of want to go for the Tomb of Annihilation here. I really do. Because we got the A-Acererak, I'm going to do this. So, discard a card. Do we want to discard a card? I think we're going to go for the Fates Reversal here. Or do we want to go for the Dungeons Descent? I don't really want to tap anything at this point, so I guess we'll just do the Dungeons Descent. I think we're kind of set on mana as well, so we're going to discard a card. I want to get to the bottom of this Tomb of Annihilation, go down to 11, and what can we do here? We can drop Fate's Reversal, which is kind of cool. We can't really... it's kind of close, so let's venture into the dungeon. Let's slow down a little bit here.
Come on, hurry up, let's go!
So you cannot tell me that's not Kira. I don't care what you say, that is absolutely Kira. So, Kira, or ELLYWICK, let's go ahead and sacrifice a creature or land. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to sacrifice, this? We got enough black sources. I'm actually going to sacrifice this. I really want to get into our A-Acererak. A-Acererak? I don't know. We're going to have to learn how to say that at some point. So they actually take the life. So, okay. So, did I screw up here? Yeah, I think I did. So we're going to go for the Archlich. Yep. Okay, so we do get into our 4/4, and we get into another wolf token here. So I did screw up really bad here. We could have had one more to spare. I guess we'll just keep the I want to reiterate. I don't think I screwed up that bad. Can you tell that I'm not used to playing with these cards? It's a little bit foreign to me, but we're gonna get better. We're gonna get better. Like I said, it's just a mild misplay, not that bad, but hopefully we can save our Kira, the Ellywick Tumblestrum. Never in my days did I think I would be playing an Ellywick Tumblestrum deck here, but we even got the sleeves. We were ready for it. We were absolutely ready for it. We're nice and wide here. So 0101 to 4 Strict Proctor. The Ranger here that has Reach comes in very nicely. Very, very nicely. And they take it. The board presence is too strong. Soul Strider, how are we doing here? We're gonna go ahead and keep here. I swear we've been getting pretty unlucky. We've been on the draw here for a lot of matches in a row. Getting a little bit salty here. But salty, salt or no salt, we'll continue to take on the mighty dragons. Let's see, are they, oh, so they actually, I wonder, so cleric class, so doesn't appear to be going against dragons. I wonder how good dragons are going to be now that they are nerfed. So that'd be interesting to see. I've only seen one dragon deck so far. I've probably played about, I don't even know, maybe like 12 matches today. I've only seen one dragon deck, and we beat it, of course. Oh yeah. But you know, it's gonna be interesting to see how much of a dominant stranglehold that dragons can continue to have. I personally think from here on out, it is going to be, oh gosh, what is going on here? It's been a while since I gotta read. It's been a while. Whenever an opponent attacks you, one or more planeswalkers you control, put a loyalty counter on a planeswalker. Whenever a permanent you control becomes a target, you may draw a card. Okay, it's been a while since I've seen that card, so I did have to reread it. So, okay, well, we're gonna drop this for green. We do want to get into some green action here eventually. So, yeah, we'll swing in here. We have First Strike and Death Touch. And I'm just gonna scry. I want to get into another green source here, so that'd be kind of cool. No, we're not gonna do that. We want to get into a green source very specifically. So, I don't know if they knew this. Yeah, that just dies right away, so... Okay. I mean... Okay, so I'm just trying to wrap my head around this card. So we get a treasure token. Not a big deal. They're going to say oops. Yeah, that was definitely a big oops. I would like to not burn the treasure token. I'd rather just keep it. But, if you know, it's not a big deal. We can always use the treasure token to get into our Ellywick. So Forsaken Crossroads. Okay. Okie dokie. So what else you got? They got the Celestis. This is a crazy deck. I don't know what's going on. This is a crazy deck. So we do get our green source. That is cool. We'll drop dungeon. We'll just save our treasure source here. So we're gonna go with Ellywick here. We're gonna venture into the dungeon. But what, are they tapped out? They are tapped out. So I guess we'll just swing in here first. We're just gonna have some fun here. Kind of funky to do that, but whatever. Gain 1 life here. Draw a card. Now we increase the Triumphant Adventurer to a 3/2. Pretty cool. At this point, I'm just going to venture into the dungeon. I'm actually going to go for Tomb of Annihilation.
There's so many things to see.
You cannot tell me. Go back and look. If you've ever played Jak and Daxter, I don't care what you say. Go back and look up some cutscenes or something. That is the voice actor for Kira from Jak and Daxter. I will die on that hill. Absolutely sounds just like it. Anyway, we can survive a board wipe here pretty good. I mean, we got the Fates Reversal. And we still got an Ellywick out. I don't see how they can challenge us for the Ellywick and the field, even if they did have like a Doomscar or something. But, oh no! They kill our Ellywick, no way! That's no fun. Okay, no big deal. No big deal. Drop a red land here. Cleric class. Oh yeah, you're falling pretty behind here. Pretty behind, my friend. So go ahead and swing here. Venture 2 times. And yeah, let's just go ahead and use Tomb of Annihilation 2 times. Yeah, no, we're way ahead on life, so I don't care about my life. You need to worry about yours. So they're actually going to discard a card. Okay, what do they discard here? Thrilling Discovery. Interesting. We're going to go ahead and decline again. They're going to sacrifice something. So they actually are going to sacrifice a land. Oh my gosh. So they go... Jesus. This is just a bully beatdown. I almost feel bad. We're going to, tap our Nadaar. Tap our Nadaar and make the Cradle of the Death God 5/5 with Death Touch. The Death Touch is like kind of redundant, if you ask me. Kind of weird. We're going to go ahead and just use this. I think we've like obliterated our opponent here. I don't want to get too cocky. I've seen weirder things, but I wish the Fates Reversal could grab a Ellywick. That'd be really nice, but we cannot. I guess we'll just kind of chill out here. Yeah, it's kind of my bad. So we actually did a mild misplay there. We let it go Knight. Yeah, because we technically didn't play anything. So that's actually, yeah, pretty my bad. My bad there. See, that's the big thing. You got a little bit too cocky. So they go for Lorehold Command. They're going to draw 2 cards, kill our Paladin. Okay, it's still not going to be enough, I don't believe, but we're going to go for the Silvery Ranger. I love this card so much. This card works so well in this deck. Drop the Triumphant Adventurer, and we get to venture into a dungeon here. Let's just go straight back to the Annihilation. We've already got my pal, Atropal out, so we're just going to look to kill you real quick. And that's going to be it. That was a beatdown. Adventure, beatdown. So we're back here at the hideout with the post-game wrap, and overall, I just gotta say, I'm very pleased with how this deck turned out. I thought it was pretty competitive. I think we went about 50-50. I think we went like 7 and 7 perfectly. So, you know, maybe a little bit of work, but I hate to say it, you know, that's a small sample size. You can definitely run this. I think that Adventure, maybe not this green version, because Ellywick is pretty awesome. A little bit slow. I do stand by the Ranger being absolutely awesome in this deck. Ellywick was good. It wasn't terrible. I just feel like maybe it was like a little bit slow, but I don't know, maybe we just need a little bit more of a sample size. If you can definitely protect her, she definitely pays off. If you get that -6, which is a lot more obtainable with the buff, a lot better. But I don't know, other than that, I don't know what this deck is missing. It's got plenty of removal, it's got plenty of everything. It's you know, it's got, you know, a 4-drop legendary uncommon, so it's a very fun deck to play. But this is the deck. Go ahead and tinker it. Let me know what you got. It's going to be very interesting to see how Alchemy fares with all these nerfs and buffs, and if Adventure is the real deal. Is it just a flash in the pan? I don't know. Can someone make a more, you know, better, more optimized meta deck featuring Alchemy Adventure time? I don't know, we'll see. But either way, leave me a like here. The button looks just like that. It helps me out tremendously. Go and subscribe, comment, tell me how ugly I am. Just do something, because it helps me out a lot. But until then, I will see you on the next adventure. ManaMan out.